Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I wanted to discuss One Speed Bike's first, I believe their first full length from way back in the early 2000s, and that is the oddly titled Droopy Butt Begone. It's a title that I don't particularly like, but that sort of attitude it would follow them, or him rather, because it's Aiden, the drummer from Godspeed, throughout One Speed's entire career, and I believe as of 2022 that he's released roughly 10 full lengths and EPs mixed in over the years, and they all sort of have this same vibe. Now this is an electronic side project. It's closer to drum and bass than anything Godspeed. This couldn't be less like Godspeed. This is in no way Godspeed-esque at all. So if you like Godspeed and you're not the biggest fan of electronic music, namely say sort of drum and bass, I would avoid this because that's exactly what this is. And whereas I find the programming to be really clever and it's really fun, and because Aiden is a drummer, the drums get really clever and they get really catchy and bouncy. Overall, I don't love this record. Maybe it's the production. There's like a, not a layer of static or a layer of grime, but there's something laid over the music where it sounds very rough. And I know that that would definitely be by design, but I just can't seem to identify with it. I don't love it. Like when it comes to, maybe it's because I'm sort of like branded when it comes to drum and bass. Like there has to be a certain production aesthetic at play for me to be able to fully like wrap my head around it and be able to enjoy it, because I'm used to other drum and bass people doing it a completely different way. Like off the top of my head, Submerged, Stars Light the End. That's more of like the drum and bass sound that I grew up with and that I really, really love. And that is here at times, but there's, like I said, there's some kind of a layer of, I don't know exactly. It's just like the production has been purposely knocked down a peg or two to give it sort of a rougher feel. And whereas I like that, I don't love that here. And I like the artwork. Again, it's Constellation, and so it has that Constellation look. It has that Constellation vibe. Everything about this is very, very much made by hand at Constellation Records. And there is inserts like usual, as well as, this is handy, there's a Constellation catalog from 1997 to 2002. And that, as the years roll on, these become worth their weight in gold because small labels close. And I'm sure Constellation may still be around in 20 or 30 years. But if you have the catalog, you can look back and sort of reminisce, because that's what I did with the DHR mail-in, the mail order sheets that I kept. DHR is over with now. And so I'm glad that I still have those, because it's sort of like, got that trapped in time feel, and it takes me back to when I was younger and you used to have to order things via like a mail order sheet, and you had to account for the tax on your own and the shipping per each album. If you were buying a vinyl, it cost this much. If it was a CD, it was this much. A cassette, it was that much. It was a lot more fun. I mean, I like ordering things online. I order 95% of my albums now online. Occasionally I'll be at the mall, they'll have a sale on. But I usually find myself going to the mall looking for pop records like Olivia Rodrigo or Taylor Swift, because I find those easier to find. Like if I'm looking for Lana Del Rey, I won't necessarily have to hunt through the Amazon marketplace. I just buy them when they're new from like the record store at the mall. But when it comes to things like this, I either order it straight from the label that it was released on, or I find it through a place like the Amazon marketplace. And yeah, I don't know. I don't love this record. I like the crass vibe to the artwork. I thought that was neat. But something about the music I just didn't identify with, and this record just wasn't for me. So yeah, look, I'm going to go. So thank you so much for sitting with me while I discussed One Speed Bike's first full-length from way back in the early 2000s, Droopy Butt Begone. If you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, and I'm going to go. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.